There is no question that everyone wants to be happy in life. No one wants to live in constant sadness and misery. Happiness has positive effects, not just on your emotional and mental state, but on your physical health as well. People also want to be around happy people more, so it also helps your social life. Happiness is truly a state of mind, and this audiobook will help you how to be truly happy in life. This audiobook will give you all the necessary information you need to achieve true happiness in life. You will learn what true happiness means and how to make it happen. You will discover proven ways that would guide you to be truly happy. What does true happiness really mean? To find it, you might start by experiencing and honoring your feelings. Put together a daily ritual that grounds you, find out your passions, and then do just that. Doing for others can also lead to profound joy, as can connecting with nature or your spirituality. Learning to forgive yourself and others, as well as exercising to release endorphins, are all powerful strategies to achieve happiness. Being truly happy is an achievable state of mind. One only needs to be guided, and the rest is up to the individual to put into practice. Being truly happy does not only have positive effects on the body, but also affects the condition of the mind.
Happiness. It's what we all crave. We chase it, pursue it, and long for it. But what if I told you happiness isn't a destination? It's a starting point. Positive psychology research shows that happiness is a precursor to success, not the other way around. When we're happy, our brains become more engaged, creative, and resilient. We problem solve better, think more clearly, and experience greater well-being. This is the happiness advantage. So, how do we unlock this advantage? It's not about waiting for external circumstances to change. It's about cultivating happiness from within. It's about recognizing that happiness is a skill, something we can develop and strengthen over time. Just like learning to play an instrument or mastering a sport, happiness requires practice and dedication. True happiness doesn't mean being happy all the time. Life throws curveballs. We face challenges, setbacks, and disappointments. But happiness allows us to navigate these challenges with greater resilience, optimism, and hope. It's about finding joy in the present moment, even amidst life's inevitable ups and downs. This essay explores practical, actionable steps you can take every day to cultivate lasting happiness. From building strong social connections to nurturing your mind, body, and spirit, we'll uncover the keys to unlocking your happiness advantage and living a more fulfilling life. Humans are social creatures. We thrive in connection. Strong social bonds are fundamental to our well-being. Spending time with loved ones, nurturing relationships, and building new connections contribute significantly to our overall happiness. Make an effort to connect with family and friends regularly, share meals together, engage in meaningful conversations, and create lasting memories. These interactions foster a sense of belonging, support, and love, all of which are crucial for happiness. Seek out social activities and groups that align with your interests. Join a club, attend a workshop, or volunteer in your community. Connecting with like-minded individuals broadens your horizons, exposes you to new perspectives, and creates opportunities for friendship and growth. Remember, quality over quantity matters. Invest in deep, meaningful relationships that bring joy, support, and laughter into your life. Surround yourself with positive influences who uplift and inspire you. Happiness isn't just about personal fulfillment, it's also about finding purpose and meaning beyond ourselves. Contributing to something larger than ourselves, whether through volunteering or acts of kindness, can significantly enhance our well-being. Volunteering our time and resources to causes we care about allows us to make a tangible difference in the lives of others. It fosters a sense of purpose, gratitude, and connection to our community. Even small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect. Helping a neighbor, offering a listening ear, or simply smiling at a stranger can brighten someone's day, including our own. When we shift our focus from ourselves to others, we tap into a wellspring of happiness. We realize that our actions have the power to impact the world positively, and that realization is deeply fulfilling. Section 4. Nurturing your inner self. Hobbies, exercise, and spirituality. Cultivating happiness also involves nurturing our inner selves. Engaging in hobbies we love, taking care of our physical health, and connecting with something larger than ourselves all contribute to our overall well-being. Make time for activities that bring you joy and ignite your passions. Whether it's painting, playing music, gardening, or writing, hobbies provide an outlet for creativity, relaxation, and self-expression. Regular physical activity is not just good for our bodies, it's essential for our minds as well. Exercise releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects. Find an activity you enjoy, whether it's running, dancing, swimming, or simply taking a walk in nature. Explore your spirituality, whatever that may mean to you. Connecting with something larger than ourselves, whether through religion, meditation, or spending time in nature, can bring a sense of peace, purpose, and perspective. Section 5. Cultivating lasting happiness. A journey, not a destination. Remember, happiness is not a finish line we cross. It's an ongoing journey, a continuous process of growth, self-discovery, and connection. By incorporating the practices discussed in this essay into our daily lives, we can cultivate lasting happiness and well-being, building strong social connections, giving back to our communities, nurturing our passions, caring for our physical health, and connecting with something larger than ourselves are all essential ingredients in the recipe for happiness. Start small. Choose 1 or 2 areas you'd like to focus on and gradually incorporate them into your routine. Be patient with yourself. Building new habits takes time and effort. Celebrate your progress and embrace the journey. Remember, happiness is a choice. It's a conscious decision we make every day to focus on the positive, cultivate gratitude, and live in alignment with our values. Embrace the happiness advantage and unlock your full potential for a more joyful and fulfilling life.
Feelings are like an inner compass for any individual. In the quest to understanding one's feelings, the individual is better equipped to handle whatever comes into their life's path. Being in touch and acknowledging one's feelings also allows for the individual to explore these feelings and thus become more aware of what brings him or her true happiness. However, one must also be aware of the follies of just following one's feelings with the discerning intelligence of the mind. Sometimes following one's feelings can lead to less than desired circumstances and problems. Thus, feelings should be checked before allowing them to be the dominant factor in executing things. Here are some ways to experience and honor the individual's feelings without the detrimental effects they can or are likely to cause. When the mind tells the body it is feeling something, the first thing to do is to try to identify the said feeling and categorize it accordingly. In doing so, one can then discern if this feeling, if indulged, will bring positive or negative results. Once the feeling has been acknowledged, then the process of understanding the reason for the feeling can begin. Only then should the feeling be indulged in or totally disregarded. Generally, after an unbiased, discerning exercise is done, the feeling, if still strong, usually means that it is going to be fairly dominating in the individual's life. Exercising a certain degree of validation of the said feeling is important. All too often, people tend to disregard their feelings and emotions that are linked to the feeling, and this can cause grave damage if left unchecked for too long. Therefore, it may be prudent to exercise indulgence to a certain degree in a particular feeling if the outcome is found to be non-destructive and instead producing wonderfully positive results. Hey, are you ready to turn your everyday into your best day? Let's dive into how simple daily rituals can completely transform your morning and set you up for success. Now, I know mornings can be tough. The alarm goes off and it feels like a race against time. But what if I told you that starting your day with a positive ritual could change everything? First off, let's talk about the power of mindset. How you start your day mentally influences the rest of your day. A positive mindset isn't just feeling good. It's a strategy to handle whatever comes your way with grace and efficiency. Now, many of us have morning rituals, varying from mindful meditation to vigorous exercise. Those who lean towards spirituality might begin with meditation or prayer, aligning their spirit for the challenges ahead. This spiritual grounding provides strength and wisdom, essential for tackling day-to-day hurdles. On the other hand, if you're like me, getting physical first thing powers up the day. A morning jog or yoga session isn't just about keeping fit, it's about setting a tone of energy and vitality that lasts the entire day. And let's not forget about the most important meal of the day, breakfast. It's not just fuel, it's your morning dose of motivation. Eating a nutritious breakfast kickstarts your metabolism and supplies the energy needed to power through your tasks. But it's not just about what you eat or how you move. Establishing a morning routine that reduces stress is crucial. Plan your day in advance. Knowing what's ahead can reduce anxiety and increase productivity. Each task completed becomes a small victory, propelling you to tackle the next with more vigor. So, why not craft a morning that sets you up for success? It doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be consistent. Start tomorrow, pick one ritual to add to your morning, and watch how it transforms your day, and maybe, just maybe, your life. Remember, every day is a new beginning. Make it count.
Find out your passions and then do just that. Working on something that one is passionate about gives the mind and body that extra boost needed to get the task done well and with a feeling of complete satisfaction. What do you love? Discovering the single most important thing at the moment in an individual's life and then working on it to bring it to fruitfulness will require a certain amount of passion to make it a success. But in doing so, there is a certain amount of new vitality, both in mind and in spirit, that bring out the energy and zest required to see the endeavor through. Keeping as focused as possible is another way to find out what drives an individual. When there are fewer distractions around in the individual's life, the ability to search with a focused mind what the individual is passionate about can be very beneficial. This focused finding will also increase the chances of the individual embarking on the findings quickly and efficiently because of the level of passion involved. If the task or endeavor proves to be a difficult one to undertake, then the level of passion for the said activity will be what carries the individual to work on it until successful completion is achieved. Being passionate and staying passionate is the deciding factor on the merits of working on the project until completion. Therefore, this element is a very important ingredient in the makeup of success. Trying many different things may also be one way of actually discovering what the individual is likely to be most passionate about. Speaker 5. However, the danger here is that in trying too many different things, the individual may end up doing nothing to completion at all. Therefore, here again, the element of passion plays a huge role in defining what is most enjoyable to the individual.
Do for others. A good motto in life is to do unto others what you would like done unto you. This very real desire has many far-reaching connotations. In trying to practice this motto, one would be more aware of one's own actions and how it affects others. In realizing no man is an island, people acknowledge the fact that, in order to have harmony, other people's feelings and thoughts must be considered. This will foster better ties between individuals and as a group, which in turn will create a harmonious and conducive environment. Daily trying to be more aware of other people's feelings also helps an individual to be more sensitive to others, and thus be less selfish. This is a good attribute to develop, as people generally like being around those who are thoughtful and accommodating. Always extending a helping hand is also another trait that is rather endearing. More often than not, people who are helpful will always be popular and an asset to have around. There is also a sense of fulfillment when the hand to help is extended. By doing this, it also inculcates the fact that a lot of people will be more than willing to help the individual if the need arises. Showing a positive side is always a good thing, as nobody wants to be unpleasant to someone who is polite, gentle, and giving. These virtues, if practiced often enough, will eventually reflect back onto the individual and thus cause others to do likewise. Another popular saying, "What goes around comes around," is also similar in virtue to the above popular notion. When the example is set to do good, those around will learn from this example and try to emulate the wonderful virtue. Thus, more people will be more considerate and kind, and the world will indeed be a better place. Being able to connect with nature has many wonderful benefits both for the good of one's mental health and physical health. Nature is one of God's free gifts to humankind, and learning to appreciate it should be everyone's priority. However, sadly, this is not so, as everyone is busy rushing around trying to keep their lives in order. Communing with nature will allow a person to slow down and just enjoy what is there for free. It only requires the individual to stop and soak it all in. Spending more time outdoors is one way to connect with nature. Playing or just walking in the park is a healthy way to relax and enjoy each other's company, or to just be alone with the beauty offered by nature. When one is able to consciously connect with nature, there will be a significant change in both body and mind. These changes that happen are positive in nature and very beneficial to an individual. Taking the time to really relax and focus on just the pleasure of nature and some quiet time will allow the body to recharge and yet achieve a certain level of calmness which is gotten from being connected to nature. All age groups should be taught to stop and connect with nature as often as possible. For kids playing outdoors, taking a nature walk, or even working in an environment where they are exposed to animals will help build so many positive attributes in them. When it comes to teens, it may not be as simple. To expect them to spend time with nature can be quite a challenge. However, encouraging them to take up an outdoor sport, engaging in seasonal projects that require the outdoor experience, or simply learning about the different naturally garnered foods are just a few ways to entice them to be more connected to nature. Setting aside time every day to connect with one's spirituality can, in most instances, be easier said than done. For most people, the time set aside to do this may be perceived as wasted, and thus the reluctance to do so ends up being detrimental not only to the individual but to all around. Connecting spiritually has many benefits, both mental and physical. There are several ways an individual can connect with their own spirituality. One of them is through voluntary services. When one sets aside time to become a volunteer, one is actually learning to put another person's needs before oneself. This teaches the individual to be more giving and less selfish. Spending some alone time every day communing with the inner spirit is beneficial to both the mental and physical health. Making a conscious effort to let go of all the troubles and cares and simply focus on the potential calmness and serenity that is apparent allows the mind to be able to tackle the problem with renewed strength and vigor. Practicing sessions of meditation is also a common practice when trying to connect spiritually. Most people seek this style of quiet time activity to try and enhance their senses to be able to connect with their inner self. Praying is also another way to make the ever-evasive connection with one's spirituality. If done often and consistently, praying can and will be an effective way of ensuring this connection. The peace and calmness one can derive from this will definitely benefit both body and mind. Spending time with nature will allow one's spiritual senses to be heightened and thus cause the individual to be more sensitive to the surroundings. Through the exercise, the body slowly releases its dependence on holding on to any stress and learns to relax, thus connecting spiritually. Make the background music inspiring. To achieve success, we need to have a positive attitude. We can achieve this by using positive thinking and self-talk. This is called affirmatives, which bring nice rewards. If we think about negative things, our mind will talk us right out of doing something, especially if it seems scary. Don't pay attention to those negative notions, jump in there by thinking positive, like, I can do this. Our attitudes depend on how we are thinking. If we think negative thoughts, we will be unhappy, making our attitude stink. When we are happy, thinking positive things, our attitude will be happy, and we in turn can be happier around others as well as ourselves. We have to be happy with ourselves in order to have a good attitude on life. Let's dive into why you might be holding a grudge about something. Think about how you got this rotten attitude and what you can do to change how you feel. Make a list of all the things that made you angry, including what made you angry with yourself. Now prioritize the list with the worst one on top and work your way down until the bottom is the least bothersome to you. Now let's make some suggestions on how to eliminate this list in order for you to like yourself and those around you. Changing is not going to be easy, and some people might make fun of you or get mad, but do what you have to do in order to change your attitude from being negative to positive. You can't have positive thinking and self-talk if you're not happy with yourself. Think positive and tell yourself you are going to make these changes in order to be the kind of person in your dreams. If you haven't already made a list of dreams and goals you want, then do that right now. Make your list of dreams and goals that you really have to work for in order to achieve them. When you are writing, you may be thinking negative things like, "I'll never be able to get this dream," but you can by changing your attitude on life and using your power of positive thinking and self-talk. Feel like a new person with an attitude adjustment. Remember, if you're thinking negative, that is how you're going to feel. Positive thinking and self-talk will make you think happy, giving you better health as well. Thinking happy things through positive thinking can take you a long way towards your goals for the future. Relieving stress by thinking positive things will help you prevent health problems. Stress can and will cause you high blood pressure, heart diseases, strokes, and high cholesterol. Start relieving stress with positive thinking and self-talk. Tell yourself that you're going to be a happy person today. Every day, you're going to learn to smile more, learn a new skill, and do something positive for yourself. These and many other positive thoughts will help relieve stress and help to put your life on track with better health. Subjects should always build on the list of positive practices with ideas of their own. Make a commitment to a better you. All of us need to feel healthy and happy in our daily lives in order to feel content with ourselves. Positive thinking and self-talk will help us become content and help keep us in a better and healthy future. If you like your intimate self, then odds are that you do not need to work to impenetrable lengths at becoming a more appealing and choice personality. People who are well off in their own skin are not the ones who seek to develop or adjust their personalities. We need to exercise each and every day in order to stay healthy. By exercising, we can improve your self-esteem, confidence, help prevent diseases, and it helps to keep our weight in control as well. I know, you've probably been on a million diets and nothing works, or tried every exercise program that comes out. You are still 10 pounds overweight and you have no energy to do anything. The clothes you grew out of are still hanging in the closet that hasn't been worn all winter because they are too small. Start now and think positive, telling yourself that we can get back into those clothes or you will succeed at this new exercise program you want to get started with. Make some goals like how much weight you want and will lose in the next 6 months. Tell yourself that in 6 months you'll drop a size in clothes. Don't think negative and say you'll never see the day come. By positive thinking and self-talk, you can do anything you want to do with a little hard work and changes in your lifestyle. Creating a list of goals is the first step, and don't look back once you've started working on them. Keep pushing yourself to reach the end of the rainbow. Start an exercise program today and set a certain time aside just for you. Don't let yourself tell you that you don't have time. This is negative thinking. Tell yourself that you can find time to do for yourself. Watch what you're eating. For sure, don't let your inner self say that it isn't possible because you already failed twice or more times. You can do it. Just watch how much and what you eat. Be sure to get all the vitamins in that you need in order to exercise and stay healthy. Think positive, and tell yourself that you're going to eat right so you can do your exercise program. Staying healthy is a way of life and gives you the happiness you deserve. Stay healthy by stopping smoking. Tell yourself that you don't need cigarettes to be happy and content. I know your inner feelings are thinking positive because it wants a cigarette, but don't listen. Stop smoking to be healthier, and it will save you money for that new outfit you've been wanting. Positive thinking and self-talk can do a lot for you and your health. It can help prevent many diseases like cancer, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and help to prevent many other things as well. Depression can be caused by not thinking positive. Your mind will tell you that you have no energy to stay in bed all day, or the house cleaning can wait until tomorrow. Don't let depression take over your life. Stay in touch with yourself and use your self-power in thinking positive. It is much the same effect as is had when a bosom buddy gives us a sincere compliment about some manner of our character. Not fastidious, are we content to hear this, but we become more responsive of this gratifying eminence, and it helps us to make an unconscious commitment to put it forward more. Learn to forgive yourself and others. In order to live a healthy life both mentally and physically, one must learn to forgive. Forgiveness allows an individual to work through the hurts and bitterness experienced and to let go of all the negative elements. In embracing the act of forgiveness and moving on, the body and mind can then start to experience the peace, hope, and joy that is the byproduct of forgiveness. Forgive. The physical implications are vast and serious when it comes to harboring unforgiveness. There are actual scientific researches that conclusively agree that the body's chemical makeup is disturbed dramatically when there is resentment and unforgiveness in the individual. This disturbance that causes the imbalance will then transcend into either serious or mild unhealthy medical conditions. Some of these conditions can escalate to further seriousness if the unforgiveness goes unchecked. Perhaps knowing some of the benefits that can be enjoyed if unforgiveness was absent, the individual would be more willing to let go and move on. Healthier relationships can be fostered when the step to forgive is taken. This is because the individual bearing the grudge will be able to release all the negative energy that is dominant in the unforgiveness element. A greater level of spiritual and physiological state of well-being can be attained. This level of release will also ensure the corresponding peace and joyous feelings to be abounded. Medically, stress levels are considerably lowered as with blood pressures. There will also be less likely symptoms of depression, anxiety, and chronic pains. Though forgiveness is not an easy thing to do, however, it is not only vital but also possible to achieve. The process of forgiveness starts one step at a time. It is a committed act of consciously accepting the facts and moving away from the pain and rejections caused. The end desired product is the ability to gain the positive elements of compassion and understanding. Make the background music inspiring.
Endorphins is popularly associated with the exhilaration feelings brought on by pain, danger, or certain forms of stress. These endorphins work as sedative receptors to help to suppress pain or discomfort both in body and mind. A good exercise regimen is also another way to release endorphins. Some athletes are able to push themselves to higher limits because of the release of the endorphins during their exercise regimens. These endorphins dull the pain that would otherwise be felt. Because these are a natural byproduct produced within the human body, it is certainly a legal way to getting high and staying that way for a period of time. Also, to date, there are no known negative side effects to the production of endorphins in the human body makeup. A lot of people advocate turning to an exercise regimen that can be quite exhausting in order to produce the relevant levels of endorphins to suppress the presence of any negative feelings or physical pain. The adequate release of endorphins can ensure the individual stays in a state of bliss. Some medical experts are at odds as to whether the endorphins are released by the physical exercise or because of the mental pressure from meeting the physical challenge. However, all agree that exercising is a great way to release the endorphin levels into the body system. It should be noted that endorphins are not only released through an exercise regimen, but can be released through other activities too. These may include eating spicy food or achieving an orgasm during a sexual act. Both very different scenarios, but both are capable of producing the same amounts of endorphins to create a state of pleasure. Thus, the practice of seeking some level of pleasure through the release of endorphin is pretty common, as it does not require unusual or difficult processes.